Welcome in, Riley Bunny. How you doing today? Also, welcome in, Magnifico. Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, I am Riley, your new stream viewer. Hope you are doing well. So, friend, how are things going? How is the streaming journey progressing? It's going good. We enjoy streaming for the most part. We have a blast. We like playing games, and we like sharing our experience with others. Welcome in, El Magnifico. How's your day going? You were last playing Blueprints. How's Blueprints? I know it's I guess it's like a roguelike puzzle game. I I wouldn't be able to play it because I don't there the only progress between uh surviving. Thank you for asking. Well, I mean, surviving is I hope you're doing better than surviving, cuz surviving is like the bare minimum. That's being above ground. I hope you're doing better than that. Um I know Blueprints, I guess the only thing that carries over is your knowledge of layout of the rooms and stuff, or I don't know, because I guess the rooms change. I have depression and PTSD. Surviving feels like an honest answer. Gotcha. I deal with depression as well. So most days, I have severe depression. Not gonna lie, I deal with severe depression as well. But uh, if you haven't already, um, maybe talk to your doctor about getting antidepressant depression meds. Um, it doesn't well, not every medication works for everyone, but your doctor should be able to help you find something that helps. Um, I know it helped me greatly, and I know I I don't like having to be on medication, but I came to the realization, especially after trying to wean off with my doctor's help. We tried once I got okay. We tried weaning me off, and it didn't go well. So I've came to the realization that unfortunately I do need antidepressants to stay functional, to be a better version of myself, because I don't like being depressed. I don't like dealing with depression. So uh, my doctor directed me to NHS, which I believe is the National Health Services. Talking therapies, they refused me treatment but suggested counseling. I tried counseling, but it didn't seem to help. Now I'm not sure how to go forwards. Um, my doctor uh, did also recommend I talk to our health services. Um, the problem with that was that when I went to them, they were like, "Yeah, we'll see you in 6 months," and I was like, "Okay, I probably won't be around in 6 months, or I'll be better by then. So bye." Um, did you? Cause my there's a big stigma against having to rely on medication. Unfortunately, some of us, our brains don't necessarily work the right way. There's a lot of signals that misfire and stuff. Honestly, if it helps make your life better, by all means, don't feel bad about having to need antidepressants or antipsychotics to be functional. It it happens. We all need a little boost sometimes, and some people as well. Some people do well, like, some people start on antidepressants, they get better, they get out of the hole, and then they're able to wean off. I, unfortunately, was not one of those. And I've come to terms with the fact that I'll be on antidepressants the rest of my life. Uh, it doesn't, I mean, it bothers me, but I don't let it control my life. Like, I would like to have a semblance of, I can't say I'm happy, but I would like to be a happy version of myself. Um, been resisting it, but perhaps I should. I do know quite a few people that antidepressants have helped. There are people. Granted, I will warn you. Um, some Sometimes antidepressants cause the opposite effect. Sometimes they do not always work properly, and sometimes they will make you more depressed. It's kind of a crapshoot when doctors try you on antidepressants. It could help you, or it might make you worse. Usually, it makes you better, but that's not always the case. So beware that you may end up feeling better, and that's when you go to your doctor. When you start feeling, you usually give it like maybe it takes like 3 months for antidepressants to really kick in, but you give it like a month, and if you're feeling worse, you let your doctor know and be like, hey, maybe this isn't the right pill for me. Can we try something else? But it really does take, like, when I started on antidepressants, it was like a 3 month period before I really, like, it was gradual. I gradually started feeling better, but it was like 3 months before I was probably mentally okay. Um, maybe more than that. It was I would say it was about 3 months before I was out of the hole. Um, but really, like, there's a huge stigma against needing to rely on, at least in America, like Canada and America, the American regions. There's a big stigma. I don't know how it is in Europe or uh, the UK. Um, I don't know how it is over there, but for us, there's a huge stigma about needing assistance, needing help to function properly. But really, like, a lot of us need help, and if it makes your life worth living, if it makes your life better, then by all means. Uh, and it's always worth a shot too. Um, Worried about the consequences of messing with brain chemistry? Um, yes, but it's also like, do you want to live your entire life being depressed? I see, my situation was, I I'm gonna get real. I'm gonna get real here. So if uh, if you get triggered by other people's stories, bounce. El Magnifico. I hope you don't get triggered by other people's stories, because you might. This might be something you need to hear. But I was really bad. I wasn't like, I wasn't doing things to myself. I wasn't hurting myself because I I wasn't looking for attention, and that's generally more of an attention thing. I won't say it's always, but it's usually more of an attention thing. Um, but I was really bad off. Like, I was within like weeks, at most a month. I would have been dead. Um, and one of my friends, he did it before I was ready, and it it shocked me. Um, I didn't see it. I didn't know he was that bad. I didn't know he was bad at all. It shocked me, and it made me realize that I was not okay, and that I realized that I wanted to live, and the same pain that I felt, I realized that I did not want to put that on all of my loved ones. And altogether, I realized I I really just want to live. But unfortunately, our brains sometimes, with depression especially, what happens is your brain basically, it says, "Hey, I'm not good enough," or "I'm not." It tells you, the person, your brain makes you think, "I'm not good enough," or "There's something wrong with me. Maybe my nose is too big. I don't like my voice." And it gradually gets worse and worse. And eventually, you start to think, you find yourself, you're driving down the road, and you think, I could just swerve into oncoming traffic and that's it. Or I could drive off the road into the river and that's it. And it comes on, it's a gradual thing. It's not it doesn't just go from I don't feel great or I don't like my nose. It doesn't just go from that to driving into another car. It's a gradual. Your brain is gradually attacking you. Your brain is gradually telling you every day, I'm not worthwhile, I'm not worth it, I'm not good enough. And we also get this a lot from other people as well. We get small attacks like that from other people as well, and also our brain takes that and internalizes it and turns it into worsening depression. And it gradually gets worse until you're like, hey, I could drive into oncoming traffic and no one would care. The thing is, lots of people probably are going to care. But our brain on depression doesn't want you to think about the people who care or realize that those people care. Your brain your brain on depression wants you to be alone. Your brain on depression wants you to be in it all by yourself. Your brain on depression is telling you there is no help, that you are alone in this, that we're gonna snooze the ads again because real talk. Your brain is literally always attacking you, and it's always telling you that you're alone, that no one else cares. And this is how depression builds up. And what what you need to realize is you need to, for me at least, it was the realization that I wanted to live. I literally I made an appointment with my doctor. I went into the doctor's office and I straight up told my doctor, I said to her, I I am not okay. I know I have depression. I know it's bad. I am not okay right now and I need help. I realized I needed help and I was willing to admit I needed help. And right then I told her straight up, I want you to put me on antidepressants because this is not how I want to be. I do not want to be constantly in this state. So she tried me on some antidepressants, and thankfully for me, the first one helped. It worked for a while. When I started, because also antidepressants, once you find one that does work and helps, it may not always help. Over time, your body builds up an immunity to medications and it may weaken and you may find yourself going back into depression. And at that time, you have to try other medications and hope that you can find one relatively easily that will help you and keep you stable. A year after, 6 months after, 6 months later, the health services, they contacted me and they're like, hey, we have an appointment ready for you. Can we talk? And I was like, honestly, right now, I don't need someone to talk to. I am doing better. I am stable. I don't need to speak with a therapist or anything. I was in a much better place 6 months later. A year later, another friend of mine ended up doing the same thing, and it hurt, but I was in a much better place at the time. I was a lot more stable, that it didn't hit me as hard. It still hurt. I felt it, but I was mentally much more not prepared, but I was better off, and I was able to weather the blow. And even today, I still miss both of my friends. But I'm doing a lot better. Maybe not like the best because I have health. I deal with migraines frequently, chronic migraines. So that causes depression because I have to deal with that all the time. But I'm better off, and I hope that my story and my input has helped you at least in some way, or helps others in some way to understand that uh, maybe maybe seeking help isn't so bad, and that it is okay to that it's okay to need help, and B, it is okay uh, to ask for help. Um, Also, like, I'm not a therapist. I don't know about this. I don't know about the UK or where you live. I know Canada and the States have emergency health service lines. Um, they often uh, they often, at least with Canada and the States, um, they are free to call. They're there to help you. They are trained, maybe not always therapists, but they're trained to help you talk through your issues. Uh, they want to help you, and um, a lot of the time, like, you don't have to be at the edge of your rope. You can just you can have a bad day at work. You could have a bad day at school. Maybe someone bullied you, or maybe something just didn't sit right with you. You can call them, you can talk to them and vent. uh, that's what they're there for. They're there to help. um, there's also, like, I don't know about your current financial situation, but there's therapists, there's psychiatrists. Don't feel bad about needing or asking for help. It is absolutely okay to, uh, yes, suicide hotlines, yes. Um, the Group Samaritans, for example, yes. Even if you just have a rough day or you're feeling down, you know, you can call someone and talk to them, and maybe you just need a friend for the day. Um, they're usually at least the ones I'm aware of, are anonymous, so that they likely won't ask your name or where you live. Um, but they're there to help you through a rough patch, whatever you're going through at the time. Um, I need to scroll up because I missed something, a few things. Um, Deep down, I hope I will recover. Um, I don't feel like it's okay to hope that you recover, but I don't feel like, now there's religion, and a lot of people believe in prayer. I'm not religious. I believe in more tangible things. Um, I believe in, like, I don't feel like hope. Uh, I don't feel like hoping and praying that you'll get better helps or does anything. I believe in, like, making a change. We do have ads coming up in 40 seconds, and I cannot snooze them. So unfortunately, we're going to end up getting ads momentarily. Just stick tight. It won't be too long, and then we'll be back and we'll continue. My depression is of a slightly different nature owing to the traumatic cause, but I certainly have had a fair amount of ideation, so I identify with that a lot. I'm glad you realize. I'm sorry that's so terrible. I also suffer from migraines, fortunately not that frequently anymore, but it does mean I can sympathize. Have you ever tried mega dosing on niacin for migraines? I have not heard the drug name niacin, so it doesn't sound familiar to me. It's not something I have heard of. I may have had it under like a different name, but it's not something I've heard of. My doctors have tried me on basically all of the medications and treatments that are currently available in Canada for me, and unfortunately nothing has helped as of yet, aside from looks like ads have started, so I'll wait and talk about it afterwards. I gotta blow my nose because we've been getting emotional. Welcome back. While I say that I don't believe in hope fixing things or prayer fixing things, I do believe that time does change things, but it's a matter of whether time will improve or what's the term I'm looking for? Make your situation more negative. Because for me, for instance, time was only making things worse. Time wasn't making anything better for me. I've already asked for help. I do need to decide what, if anything, I'm doing next, though. Niacin is vitamin B3. If you take a high dose of it, then it causes a niacin flush, which causes your skin to go red and feels like sunburn. It also seems to clear migraines. My sister and I use it. It can also cause some people to become nauseous. It's a lesser of two evils type thing. For me, the fact that it causes my migraines to just stop makes it well worth it. Yeah. I haven't tried that that I'm aware of. I do take vitamin B12 and vitamin D3. And vitamin C, but I've never heard personally of niacin. and I don't think I take vitamin B3, but it's something to look into. So I do appreciate that. Mega dose on it once you notice the migraine starting. This isn't a once a day type thing. I wonder how safe that would be for me, because I deal with migraines like every day, every other day at the latest. Because like I would be mega dosing on it at minimum every couple days. So I don't know how healthy that would be, but it's something I can check with my doctors on and see what they think. Yes, I found out about this from some random corner of the internet and have barely seen it mentioned anywhere. I tried it and it worked, so I tell everyone I meet that suffers from migraines about it. Well, I do appreciate it. There is, interestingly, you say you found out about it from random corner of the internet. Years ago, okay, because of my migraines, I literally went 3 years without seeing the sun. Like, the amount of sunlight that I got in a month or 2 months was every 2 or 3 months I would go to my doctor's appointment. It took about 15 minutes to drive to the doctor's appointment and then 15 minutes to get home. And that was the amount of sun that I would get for like 2 months. And so that over the course of 3 years, I was having a lot of really weird symptoms. Like my hair was like super dry, and I had like bone pain in my legs, like not my calves, but my shin bone would get like really sore, and like my muscles were super weak, and like I was always fatigued. I was always tired. Like my feet were always super cold, but like my feet would be super cold, like freezing, and I would take like a we call them magic bags, but it's a bag filled with either rice or beans or oats, and what you do is you can either put it in the freezer and let it get cold, or you can put it in the microwave and heat it up. And I would have to I would heat it up past what's recommended on it. I would heat it up for like a minute 45 each side, and then it had to be literally against my skin for me to get any warmth from it. Otherwise, my feet were still freezing, and but meanwhile, so my feet are freezing, but the rest of my body was so hot and sweating. Like, I would literally be drenched in sweat. But it was only if, for instance, if I laid on my side and my arms touched, my left arm touched my right arm, where my arms touched, I would just be drenched in sweat. And so, like, if I put my hand under my cheek, my hand and my cheek would just be drenched in sweat. The rest of my body was warm, but my feet were so frozen. And, like, I had so many weird shit, so much weird shit going on with me, and I had no fucking clue what was happening. My body was just deteriorating. I had no clue what was going on, and I was watching. I happened to be watching a live stream of Markiplier on YouTube. He was doing a live stream, and he mentioned that he had just gotten out of the hospital because he was hospitalized after 3 months of not getting any sun. He ended up with severely low vitamin D. He was like very vitamin D deficient and ended up being hospitalized and had a bunch of symptoms. And it sounded familiar to me. So I looked up vitamin D deficiency, and it turned out that all of these symptoms that I was having were part of vitamin D deficiency. So I went to my doctor and I was like, so I'm having all these symptoms, and I think I might be vitamin D deficient. Can we like test my vitamin D? And my doctor's like, well, we don't really test vitamin D. Your vitamin D is probably fine. You get enough sun, right? I was like, I haven't seen the sun in like 3 years. And my doctor was like, you're probably fine. I can't see your vitamin D being that low. So, at my insistence, my doctor checked my vitamin D. It's not something that is normally done. It's not even on the blood worksheet. She literally had to pencil it in or pen it in on the sheet in like extra notes, and they checked my vitamin D, and we'll say I don't remember what the units were, but it was supposed to be like we'll say like 100 units or like 70 units or something. My vitamin D was at like 17 units or something like that. It was like, it was super low. And she's like, yeah, your vitamin D is like, it's really bad. It's really bad. You should like, I'd recommend you get some sun. You should probably get some sun, and make sure to take vitamin D supplements. The interesting thing is, the entire time I had been taking vitamin D supplements, but I had been taking them wrong. So vitamin D, my doctor didn't even tell me how you're supposed to take vitamin D. It doesn't say on any of the bottles I've ever had for vitamin D. But apparently, vitamin D supplements are supposed to be taken specifically with a fat. If you do not take vitamin D supplements with a fat, your body does not break down the vitamin D supplement, and it just passes through your body and you don't get anything from it. It has to be ingested with a fat, not necessarily like mixed in with fat, but you have to take the supplement and eat something with fat in it, like hamburger or yogurt, something fatty, because otherwise your body just ignores it. Didn't know this. Been taking vitamin D supplements for 3 years and ended up horribly deficient because I was taking them wrong. Meanwhile, the entire time, my piss was just like super expensive because I'm just fucking pissing out vitamin D. But yeah, so I found out that I was horribly vitamin D deficient. All because, well, I started having migraines. So like, when you have migraine, the sun is very bright, lights are bright. So I avoided light. I avoided the sun, and my migraines gradually got worse, and so I would avoid the sun more often, and you know, and then I would have more migraines, and I would avoid the sun all the more, and then eventually it was 3 years, and I hadn't seen the sun. So like, yeah, that's a thing, and the crazy thing. Schools. I don't know about in Europe, but schools in Canada and the US, they teach you that plants need sunlight for photosynthesis. Plants need sunlight to get energy to photosynthesize and be able to grow. They don't fucking tell you that humans need sunlight too. That's not something that was ever told to us in science class. Not once did anyone in any of my schools, any teacher ever say, hey, sun is very important for humans. We get vitamin D from the sun. Vitamin D does all these great things for you, and if you don't get enough vitamin D, you turn into a zombie, basically. You turn into a skeleton. That makes sense. Vitamins are either fat soluble or water soluble, but it really isn't obvious. Yeah, like I legit, like I went 3 years taking vitamin D supplements wrong because I had no fucking clue, because I only found out about how to take vitamin D supplements properly on the internet. And I was like, is this true? I asked my doctor, I was like, is this how you're actually supposed to take vitamin D supplements? She's like, yeah. I was like, I had no clue. No one told me. It's not on the bottles. Literally none of the vitamin D supplement bottles said to take it with a vat. They literally just say, hey, take 1 a day or take 2 a day. It's like, what? Like, not even, oh, take with food. Like, literally just, yeah, take 1 of these a day and you'll be good. That's thought to be the reason lighter skins evolved, so that people living in less sunny areas could produce enough vitamin D. The melatonin, the chemical that makes skin dark, protects us from sunlight, but it also interferes with vitamin D production in the body. Yeah, I've learned that. Like, that's one of the reasons why, like, people up north, away from the equator, have lighter skin, because you have less sunlight, and your lighter skin allows your body to take in more vitamin D from the sun, opposed to someone with darker skin towards the equator. They have to get a lot more sunlight because the melatonin, not melatonin, the melanin, MELANIN, the melanin in their skin helps to prevent them from a bunch of things, but like cancer and stuff from the sun, but it also prevents the prevents them from getting vitamin D from the sun as well. The body creates vitamin D using sunlight. Sunlight itself is just photons. Yeah. I don't know the whole process behind how the body creates vitamin D, but yeah, it's like sun comes in and vitamin D goes out. Well, vitamin D doesn't really go out. Vitamin D, I guess it's like, it's probably the equivalent of plants' photosynthesis. I just realized I've literally been sitting here for like almost an hour on this one screen. We haven't progressed at all. Well, I think I've massively derailed this stream. It is all okay, El Magnifico. It is so okay. I had no, don't even feel sorry. If you or others have gotten anything out of this, it is absolutely worth it. And I hope, I can hope, because it doesn't require my action, but I hope that you get better. I hope that your depression gets better, that you feel better. I hope that you are able to make a decision on what you want to do, and that I hope that if you choose antidepressants, I hope that it is relatively easy, as easy as my foray was. Mine, I was lucky on the first try. I did, however, so my first antidepressant worked for me, and then when that started to fade, I went to my doctor and we switched to another antidepressant. The second antidepressant did not help me. It did make me feel worse, and I noticed it and went to my doctor and was like, okay, this one's not working, we need to try something else. And we tried a third antidepressant, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm still on that one, and that would have been at least like, I don't know, at least like 5 or 6 years now, maybe 7 years now that I've been on this particular antidepressant. So so I hope that if that is your route, I hope that it goes relatively easily and pain-free for you, because I do care about my viewers and the people that I have spoken to on the interwebs, and I want you to feel better. I don't like when the people I know are under the weather. I was gonna say something, but